Again, it's about hitting your marks, not making mistakes. Everything that you've done to this point, just keep doing it. Even if it's a couple tenths, 3 tenths slower, those high-risk areas, heavy braking zones, into 1, into 7, into 12, back it up just a touch. Make sure you don't get yourself in trouble. It's hard to do when you're in this rhythm that McDowell's been in it all day. It's hard to change it. It's hard to get conservative. Sometimes when people get conservative, they actually make mistakes. You as a driver got to decide, how hard am I going to push? And what am I comfortable doing? Am I better off just keep attacking the racetrack, or do I want to back it up?
And Jeff, you bring a great point as far as the focus that these drivers have had to have throughout this entire race. Because remember, the only caution that has come out during this race was on lap 2. So they have gone, they're closing in on going 80 laps of green flag racing here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the road course, having to maintain that focus and not make mistakes for so many turns. Kim.
And while you would think that those caution breaks that we used to have would allow a driver to reset, I asked Michael specifically about this morning. Can you catch your breath? Do you need to? And he said, I actually prefer no stage caution because they allow me to stay in my rhythm. And here is a rhythm track. These road courses, they are rhythm tracks. This works to my advantage, and we're seeing that here today.
Under 2 laps to go. 1.8 seconds, the gap between 1 and 2.
And now Michael McDowell just wants to see that white flag. He knows when he sees that white flag, it kind of goes back into his hands. He has to finish out the last couple laps, but the white flag would be the end if a yellow did come out.
That's absolutely right. You're leading a race like this coming down to the last few laps. You just want to be able to get to that white.
2.4 back.
Telling him the distance back to second, which is the 9 there. That Napa number 9 of Chase Elliott.
The 42 is going to let Chase through. Chase now only a second and a half back.
Through 11, 12, and 13. Through 14 and coming to the front stretch. That white flag that you talked about. McDowell getting ready to see it.
Don't look in the mirror, Michael. Just put the lap together.
But the gap is closing.
White flag at the line, bud. White flag at the line.
Here he comes onto the front stretch. 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank.
But he can see that 9 car.
Oh, yeah.
He can look in the mirror and see the 9 car, and that raises the intensity just a little bit. He's gotten super conservative on corner entry, trying not to make a mistake.
And Chase the opposite. He's on full aggression. That last lap, almost a second better than McDowell.
Yeah, Chase needs this race in the worst kind of way. There's no points avenue for him to make the playoffs. It's a win or nothing.
12 back.
In the world of stock car racing, Michael McDowell has won at the biggest track of Daytona, and now in the entire world of racing, the most famous track. He's looking for a win here at Indianapolis.
Watch Chase Elliott in this braking zone of turn 11. It's going to be everything he's got.
$12, $13, and $14 in front of him. The final 3 turns. The gap is closed to a second. Through 14 for the final time. Michael McDowell comes onto the front stretch in Indy. The 38-year-old is going to win at Indianapolis.
Yes. Good work, boys.
What a day for Michael McDowell. His 2 wins in the world of stock car racing come at the 2 most famous tracks in the world. And look at the drivers coming by to congratulate him.
Thanks, guys, so much.
Michael on the radio said, make sure to get my family. So important to him. Wife Jamie, son Lucas, daughter Trace, Emma James, Riley Christine. More drivers going by, giving a thumbs up to McDowell. Again, his career has been a long one. 453 starts for Michael McDowell. For the early part of his career, it was spent finishing in the 20th to 30th position. Just trying to get the best finishes he could. And now he's won at the Brickyard.
Taking the coolest racetracks on the planet, both of them, buddy. Oh man, I'm so thankful. Thank you guys so much.
One spot short for Chase Elliott. He had got the gap under a second, but just not enough time. And Michael McDowell didn't make a mistake. This checkered flag moment brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. There's a family. He's locked in the playoffs again. The tradition that started with Dale Jarrett after winning the Brickyard 400 here, taking his team to kiss the bricks. Well, Michael McDowell, his family, and his team are going to be able to do that same tradition